Hello and welcome back. In the last video we discussed the subversive potential of music. Beyoncé's performance during the Super Bowl was put forward as an example of how musical performance can be politically subversive. The clothes they wore and the dance they performed were clearly inspired by and a tribute to the Black Panther movement and Malcolm X. As you may remember, Adorno would probably not be convinced that that performance was a subversive act. His idea is that popular music is unable to be subversive because, in the end, it is part of the problem. Protest through pop music is for Adorno impossible, because the music is the result of the same mechanisms it seeks to criticize. Now, in this lecture, we will take a closer look at this claim by revisiting the idea of the culture industry. And subsequently, we will focus on Adorno's ideas about music's real subversive potential. Let's start by rewatching part of Beyoncé's clip.
You just might be a black Bill Gates in the making. I'm dead in Alabama, I'm a Louisiana. You mix that Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I like my baby hair with baby hair and afro. I like my Negro nose with Texas cotton nostrils. Turned all is money, but they never take the country out me. I got hot sauce in my bag. I see it, I want it, I stunt yellow on it, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it, I twirl all my haters, I find no alligators, casinos, Cuervo, no chaser. Sometimes I go off, I go hard, take what's mine, I'm a star, 'cause I slay.
Now, let's try to give an Adornian critique of the subversive potential of this performance. Just to be clear, we're not interested in value judgments. What we are interested in is trying to give a critique which is in line with the ideas of Adorno. Now, right off the bat, we should note that this was a performance during the Super Bowl halftime. The Super Bowl is one of the biggest organized events in the world. It is frequently the most watched American television broadcast of the year. The food consumption that day is the second highest in a year, only surpassed by Thanksgiving, and commercial airtime during the Super Bowl is the most expensive of the year, where 30 seconds cost around $4.5 million. Now, this really puts the industry in culture industry. Therefore, the Super Bowl is in fact a way to sustain and promote the culture industry. It reaches this goal by entertaining the spectator with sports and musical performances. And even Beyoncé's political message, her subversive performance, is in an Adornian view at best entertainment, dressed up as political statement. Her performance is just another example of how mass entertainment fuels the billion-dollar culture industry. The reason such a performance cannot be subversive is that entertainment can never evoke the right critical stance or attitude that is needed for real change. Now, this of course raises the question what music is able to be truly subversive. When is music really political? Adorno gives a somewhat paradoxical answer. In his view, music is as its most political when it has no political use. Now, before trying to make sense of this claim, let's listen to some real subversive music, at least according to Adorno. In this case, we're going to listen to a little clip of Arnold Schoenberg's piece called 6 Little Piano Pieces. So, music is at its most political when it has no political use. The music clip we just heard does satisfy the second condition. This music obviously has no political or subversive use. There are no lyrics that convince us or persuade us to be subversive. The only thing we hear is a piano playing an alien-sounding piece of music. Now, how is it possible that this music, which has no political message, or any other message for that matter, how is it possible that subversion is possible through this music? Let's listen some more, and while listening, try to think about how you would describe this music. Adorno describes this music as causing a shock, causing trauma, being chaotic. This music doesn't allow for fake passions, and it is radically contingent. There is nothing absolute to it. I think we can agree with Adorno's description. Because the music sounds so alien, gives us no moment of rest, is melodically and rhythmically unpredictable to our ears, for these reasons, it does deliver an experience of chaos and shock. Now, with Beyoncé's performance, we can sit back and enjoy. We can arguably be passive listeners that absorb and enjoy what is given to us. This is really not the case with the music we just heard. But why then is this music that is chaotic, shocking, causing trauma, music that is unpredictable and unenjoyable, why is this music able to be subversive? According to Adorno, the way we listen to music is heavily influenced and conditioned by the society we live in. And just like our eyes have grown accustomed to the sight of modern life, with buildings, cars and traffic lights, our ears have also grown accustomed to the sounds of modern life. These sounds are found in mass entertainment, pop music, but also in contemporary performances of classical music. Now, what we don't see in our everyday experience of modern life is how our eyes and ears grew accustomed to this life. When we see a car, we don't think, what a wonderful example of a socially and culturally contingent development of technology. We just see a car. And that's it. It feels quite natural to us, even if there is nothing natural to a car. Something along those lines happens when we listen to music. We hear rhythms, harmonies and melodies that feel natural to us, even if they are in fact examples of social and cultural contingency. And this, what Adorno calls false naturalness to music, creates expectations. Let's watch a little clip where these musical expectations are demonstrated.
Talking about expectations. Watch. Ba, ba, Okay.
Wonderful, isn't it? Everyone sung the same note because that was the note they were expecting. And exactly these expectations feel natural, but they are not, at least according to Adorno. In these expectations reside the development, the conventions and the rules of a society. So if music is truly to be subversive, it should defy and shatter exactly these conditioned expectations. And that is exactly what Schoenberg's music does, according to Adorno. Schoenberg's music is subversive because it shatters societal rules and conventions at the very place they are best hidden and hardest to reach, namely in our listening. The clashing dissonances in the music resemble the dissonance of society itself, and they are examples of the clash that is needed in society. There simply isn't such a thing as a passive and enjoyable way to be subversive. Therefore, music itself shouldn't be something we enjoy and experience in a passive way. Schoenberg's music, on the other hand, requires an active listening attitude and isn't enjoyable, and that's actually a good thing. And there you have it. Schoenberg's music, which has no political use, is according to Adorno real political music. And with this paradox, which I hope is now clear to you, we have come to the end of this lecture. I hope to see you next time. Bye!